Are you personally quite shocked at the change in political discussion that's happened since when you first stepped into Parliament that day and what you are seeing now? Is this beyond what you thought Australia could be in this way we are now?
No, Alexander, because when I actually went into Parliament, I stood for equality for all Australians, and because people took that as racism, that's why John Howard got nervous and he actually threw me out of the Liberal Party. It came from John Howard, I had to go. Upon being in Parliament, it was brought to my attention in the late 80s, a fellow by the name of Peter Jull, he was pushing for Australia to have an individual black nation within Australia, and it was going to be based on the Inuit people in Canada and Nunavut, the state of Nunavut. So anyway, that was the plan for the whole thing. So this doesn't surprise me at all. It was to happen then, but I think I threw a bit of a spanner in the works, and of course John Howard then got in for 11 years, so that was a big spanner in the works. But that's what this is all about. You know, it's about emotional, let's play on the emotions of people. Yes, we invaded the country. Yes, we took it away from the Aboriginals and all the rest of it. And, you know, they want justice. This will settle them down if we put them in the Constitution, like we've had with the explanation saying we're sorry, and the stolen generation and the native title claims, but it's never finished. It's never been enough. So what this will do is then the further push will be to start up a black state, an Aboriginal state with their own government, with their own 12 senators, and then it will be so divisive, and I do not believe we should head down that path at all.
It sounds almost like political separatism, a Marxist version of it, but everyone who is important has a catchphrase, and yours is, of course, please explain, from that now infamous 60 Minutes interview. I've noticed that your catchphrase is having somewhat of a resurrection of late, with people everywhere asking, please explain, when confronted with the new woke ideology. Has your catchphrase grown on you over the years?
It was funny how it came about, because I was being interviewed in that 60 Minutes, and she asked the question, am I xenophobic? Well, everything's turned in my head, and I thought, gee, do I bluff my way through this? Do I actually try and answer it? What do I do? And I thought, no, I'm going to be me. I don't know what you're talking about. And I came out and said, please explain. Well, that threw her, and actually the feedback they got from the public, she got absolutely slammed with that by the public. And actually the general manager of Shell said to me, I didn't even know what the word meant either. So, you know, I use it now, and I've used all the way through my whole political life. And I say to the young ones, I said to just a young girl last week, I said, you know, in life, if you don't understand, if you don't know anything, it's all right to ask for a please explain. You're not expected to know everything, and people shy away from it. So I'm not embarrassed at all. And if I don't know, I don't understand, I will ask for a please explain. And I have a chuckle to myself when I see on the Parliament they ask questions, will you please explain? That's coming from the opposition or the Labor side or whoever. So I have a bit of a chuckle, Alexander.
Well, actually, it's a great political weapon, Pauline, because if you were to say, please explain to most parliamentarians these days, I bet you they couldn't.
Couldn't or wouldn't, you know, a lot of them don't. And so anyway, it's I've got no problem with it, and I tell my fellow Australians, if you don't know, just ask for please explain. You'll be the wiser for it.
Yes, well, it's certainly a term of endearment from your supporters.